Transocean oil drilling rig has sunk in the Gulf of Mexico. That's according to the U.S. Coast Guard. For more on this story, we'll speak now to the U.S. Coast Guard Senior Chief Petty Officer. That's Michael O'Berry. He's joining us now via phone from New Orleans. So, Michael, if you can tell us a little bit more about what we know now about why this happened and what the current state of the rescue operation is.
Sure. The rig has sunk, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast. That happened about 10:21 this morning. The fire in that rig, from all indications, has been extinguished. And search operations continue for those 11 missing crew members as long as Coast Guard's policy is, as long as there's a reasonable probability that those crew members are alive, we're going to continue searching.
And searches like this, rescue missions like this, how long do they typically go on, and do they typically yield anything?
They do, and the length of them, it all depends on the circumstances. Every rescue is different. Coast Guard crews train meticulously to be able to handle all circumstances, and lots of variables go into every search. If different, were they in a life raft, if they're in the water, water temperature, and that kind of thing. The actual members themselves, age, weight, fitness level, all those things, have a play into what could be considered survivability. And as long as we believe that there is a reasonable probability that they're alive, we're going to continue searching.
Do we know anything more about what caused this explosion in the first place?
Right now, the Coast Guard is participating with Minerals and Management Service as well as Transocean and BP. We're investigating all those, what could happen. Coast Guard investigating officers have interviewed survivors, so those will be part of the investigation to try to get to the bottom of this. Are there any
dangers of pollution in the surrounding waters there?
Yes, there is that danger. The Coast Guard is working with BP for pollution mitigation efforts. There's multiple assets moved on scene. We've got lots of skimmers. There's planes with disbursement. They're on standby. The Coast Guard's National Strike Force, the profession, our response organization is mobilizing. They're going to be in South Louisiana today. So all these resources are being brought to bear to try to mitigate any pollution.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. To give us an update on this situation, Michael O'Berry, Senior Chief Petty Officer with the U.S. Coast Guard.